Happy Monday, everybody. Appreciate you on tuning in to the stream today. Hope y'all had one good weekend. But as it is, it's back Monday again, so it's gonna get to work. Now, today on this motivational Monday, I'm going to be speaking on the topic of um, Forrest Gump. All right. Now, those of you who are familiar with the Forrest Gump movie, right? There's a at the beginning of the movie, there's a scene where Forrest Gump is sitting at the bench and he's talking to this lady, right? And he had a box of chocolate sitting in his lap, and so he proceeded to open up the box of chocolates that he had on his lap, right, and began to eat the chocolate. Shortly after that, he started having a conversation with the lady that was sitting right next to him. And he ended up quoting this quote that became a very famous quote to this day. That quote is that state, Mama always said that life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Today on this Motivational Monday, I want to just expound on this particular saying. I want to expound on it just to let y'all know that um, in that sense, due to the circumstances that was going on, that they was dealing with back in the day, you could agree with that. But dealing with modern day time and modern day technology and thus us evolving as humans, I want to say that that quote is outdated now. I want to say that life feels like a box of chocolate, but however, you know exactly what you're getting. So today on this motivation Monday, I'm going to expound on that. And I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to share with you my perspective about this. Okay, but first, before I break this down and start on really diving into this, right? Just want to let y'all know this as well too. Now, those of you who are tuning in, maybe you watch me live or maybe you're gonna watch me in the replay. First of all, I want to thank y'all for tuning into the show. Um, and watching and listening to what I have to say. Appreciate that. But at the same time, I also want to let y'all know that hey, if you're enjoying the content, by all means, hit that notification button, and also by all means, hit that like, and by all means, share as well too. There's nothing wrong with it at all. Nothing wrong with it. Then, last but not least, let's say that you really do want to watch the show live. You want to be a part of the chat. By all means, you can. Okay. One of the major improvements that I did with my channel towards the end of this year and still going current right now is that I made drastic improvements, especially to my moderators as well too. So now my channel, it is 100% a safe space for anyone to come on here. Anyone could participate in the chat. I guarantee that no one would be blocked in the chat. The only way you be blocking the chat, and my moderators know this, son. The only way you be blocking the chat if you're being blatantly disrespectful to me or anyone else in the chat. And disrespectful means that if you cyberbullying, doing any form of cyberbullying, you know what I'm saying. That'll be the only way you'll be immediately removed from the chat. You'll be blocked from the chat. But other than that, by all means, you could participate in the chat. You can, come in your perspective, whether you agree with me or disagree. There's nothing wrong with that. And my moderators, they know that as well too. And last but not least, since my moderators, I hold them at a high accountability for controlling the flow in the chat, right? Now, if anyone of my moderators, come out of pocket or do something that's out of pocket, then yeah, they know that they'll be immediately removed as being moderators. Okay, because like I said, at the end of the year and going forward, is that I'm zero tolerance for any form of cyberbullying, whether it's through the chat, whether it's through the moderators. All right. And I also hold myself accountable as well too for cyberbullying. So that's why when I present content, I make sure that it's something that I'm just sharing my perspective about. It ain't something that I'm just trying to bully people or trying to bully people or cyberbully people to get some likes and views and stuff because at the end of the day it don't matter to me. I'm not. It's not that serious to me. Okay. Either people going to accept me for my perspective and um how the way I present it or not. It is how the way it's going to be. I'm not going to cyberbully people. I'm not going to manipulate and do some weird stuff in order to get people to like my content because, like I say, it's not that serious. All right. The one thing that matters to me is me presenting my message and moving forward to the next topic. All right. So I don't mean to spend too much expanding on that, but I do want people to know that. All right. So now moving forward to the actual topic that we're talking about today on motivational money. All right. Now, once again, in the movie on Forrest Gump, they presented that life is like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're going to get. But however, I'm going to expound on this. I'm going to say that you do know exactly what you're going to get in life. All right, you know exactly what you're going to get. So let me first of all, just to prove my point, let me share this with y'all real quick. All right, let me share this. Now, presented to you this morning is this. As you can see, it's a box of chocolates. All right, simple, simple. Now you can look at the box of chocolates and you can see that the box of chocolates comes with different varieties, different form, different textures, different tastes, and different things like that, right? Now, according to the movie philosophy about life is like a box of chocolate, you never know what you're gonna get. Part of the philosophy behind this is that prior before opening up the box of chocolate, you don't know what's inside there. Then right after when you open up the box of chocolates, you see that it's chocolates, right? But you don't know what type of flavor that you're gonna get. So therefore, that's where they get this perspective about that you don't never know what you're gonna get in life. Now, like I say, back in this time, like in the 80s and 90s, probably early 2000s and stuff too, this philosophy will be valid. It'll be true. But since we in a modern day society now, we're in a modern day social norm. This is where I say that this particular philosophy is outdated now. This particular philosophy needs to be, updated. Need to be updated to the point of saying that life is like a box of chocolates. However, I know exactly what I'm going to get. Now, y'all probably think about, well, how's that true, Urban? How do you know this? How's this an actual fact? Those of you who been receiving the box of chocolates, preferably what is it? Valentine's Day is coming around the corner. For a lot of you ladies, right? And so the tradition behind this is that the men will buy ladies this particular form of box of chocolate to show they love and affection for them. But also, I don't know if y'all been paying attention to this, but now in the modern day, do y'all know that the actual box of chocolates actually shows what type of chocolate it is inside the box that contains inside this box now? Y'all probably have been paying attention to this, but I have. When you want to open up that box of chocolate, it'll show you exactly what you're getting out of this box. It'll tell you the type of flavors inside. Matter of fact, each slot or section, it will show you exactly in each slot and section what type of chocolate that you are getting. Then they want to expand it even further, even prior before opening up the box of chocolates, right? Sometimes either on the front of the box or if you turn around the back of the box, they will give you a brief description of what is contained inside the box of chocolates. Do y'all want to know the reason why they updated this? Y'all want to know the reason why they changed this or they evolved these chocolate companies changed this policy to show this, right? Y'all want to know why? The reason why they did this is because of evolution. The reason why they did this is because Several one people when they bought these particular brand of chocolates, right? Well, any type of brand of chocolates to be exact. Back in the day when they was buying these type of brands of chocolates, whenever people bit into a certain piece of chocolate, some people had an allergic reaction to it. Some chocolate was disgusting. Some chocolate was so outdated where it was moldy and mildew. All these different things that was occurring within this chocolate. So what ended up happening is that people start filing lawsuits against these companies about, you know, these assortment of chocolates. So the one companies and stuff, right? They took on notice of this, right? And guess what they did? They evolved their brand where therefore they start giving the disclaimer and stuff, right? They start giving the disclaimer to letting people know exactly what you're gonna get out of the box of chocolates now. So therefore they won't be getting any type of lawsuits or any pending investigations against the brand that's presenting the chocolates. So you ask yourself, well, Herbert, what does all this mean? What does this mean? It's simple. Even though life is like a box of chocolates, which I can agree to that, but since we're in the modern day time, we're in the modern day evolution now, you know exactly now what you're gonna get. You know exactly what you're gonna get out of life. You know that. You know without a shadow of doubt what you're gonna get out of life. All of us are mature enough to make certain decisions about our life. And whenever we make these certain decisions about our lives, the decision either is going to be on positive or negative, or it could be in between both. But at the end of the day, we make certain choices and decisions in our life. So wherever one choices and decisions that we make in our life, that is exactly what we choose to get. No matter how the way it happens, no matter how the way it occurs, no matter how whatever we get out of it, it just is what it is. Like say for example, let's deal with relationships, right? We know that the initial part of the relationship is that you're getting to know that person, you're getting to meet them and stuff like that. Now the excuse behind this is that I don't know this person. First this person was this way, then they switch up became another way. But since we're dealing with modern day now, we know exactly what we're getting out of that, especially in a relationship. For men and women, you know good and well that that person wasn't all that. You know good and well that once when you open up that particular one chocolate and you bit into it, that chocolate wasn't as good as it was. But what happened was that you could proceed to eat it anyway. Maybe you was doing it in the hopes that as you bite into it and you eat it more, that eventually it's going to change and you're going to force yourself to enjoy it since you made an investment to get it in the first place. Some of y'all will bite into it and you know instantly right off the bat that it's disgusting, you don't like it, and maybe you'll throw it away. But whatever the case may be, you decide you decided that you wanted to open up that chocolate. You decided to take a bite of that chocolate. You decided whether you're going to keep eating that chocolate or you're going to throw it away. You did. Not life, but you. You chose that. So likewise, in the same token, you control the outcome of your life. You control the decision making that you make in your life. And it's time for us as humans, right? Both men and women, for us to start taking accountability for the choices and decisions that we make in our life. It's time for us to rise up. It's time for us to get into a level of maturity and understanding the choices that we make. Take accountability for the choices that we make, whether it's good or bad. And if you need to make any type of adjustments about it, then take accountability and make the adjustments that you need to make. But it's time out for us to stop acting all immature, stop victim blaming each other. Even furthermore, stop victim blaming even yourself. Take accountability for the choices that you make. Own up to it. Accept it. Accept it for what it is. Learn from it. If you need to get healing from it, whatever, due to it cause a traumatic experience, like I stated earlier, right? Some people bitter to the chocolate and it end up causing them health issues and stuff, right? Where maybe they had an allergic reaction to it, or the chocolate was faulty, whatever the case may be, right? If you need to get healing from that traumatic experience, take the time out and get the necessary healing that you need to get from that. But furthermore, go through that process, allow yourself to totally heal, take accountability and learn from it. Forgive not only yourself, but also for the others who are caused this emotional, physical, mental harm against you. And last but not least, let go and move on and learn from the errors of your ways. And to be honest with y'all, it is that simple. Now I know some of y'all say this, well, Erwin, it's not that simple as you think it is. And well, if it's not that simple as you make it out to be. Well, I beg to differ. It is. It is. Because like I stated, at the end of the day, everything you do is based on your choice. It's based on what you choose to do. Not nobody else make you do things that you either do or you don't want to do. You choose that. Not nobody else. And here's another one interesting point that I want to convey to y'all. Even the if y'all believe in God or a higher power or a higher creator, even God, or if you believe in the universe or spirituality, wherever you believe in, right? Even in your belief system, even your belief system do not force you to do things. Your belief system give you a choice, where if you want to do it or not. Even within your belief system, there comes consequences behind the decisions and choices that you make, whether it's positive or whether it's negative. So even in your belief system, when it comes down to it, life is indeed like a box of chocolates, but you know what you're going to get out of it based on your choices and decisions that you are making for yourself. So I'm gonna close with this. What choices are you making when you open up that box of chocolate, a life, right? What choices are you making when you go in pick up that box of chocolate? You choose it, you purchase it. The label now shows exactly what you're getting out of it. How are you handling that? How are you handling your decision making? Are you choosing wisely about the things that you do? Are you taking certain risk about certain things that you're doing as well too? Which is nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with taking risks. There's nothing wrong with that. But even when you do that, right, are you holding yourself accountable for the decision that you made regarding even taking a certain risk? You're taking that certain risk of biting into that chocolate, and that chocolate may be good to you or it may not be good to you, or it be good to you, but it's not healthy for you. But instead you decide to eat it anyway. I want to challenge y'all today to be very wise about your decision making. I want to challenge y'all today to be very wise in your decision making. I want to challenge y'all also, even within your decision making, to understand exactly what you're doing. Don't victim blame yourself and others for the choices that you done already made. I want to challenge you to take accountability for the choices that you made. I want to challenge y'all to come up with reasonable solutions about the choice and decisions that you made as well. Two, own up to it, understand it. If the one decision making was a negative impact to your life, forgive yourself for the choices that you made. Forgive others for the choices that you made. And last but not least, go through your process of healing from the choices that you made and let it go and move on. Because one thing I can want to guarantee you from all this is that once when you do all these things, I guarantee that you will be able to continue to live your life to your fullest potential. You'll be able to live your life not only at your fullest potential, but you'll be able to live your life happy and peaceful because you have evolved. You have matured into a greater being. So why not walk into this journey, this journey of evolution, this journey of acceptance?